Here on Inferno, going to try and bounce back and move into that 2-1 spot, be playing for a spot on the next stage to follow things up.
They sure are. Vici, though, turned some heads yesterday against Fnatic. One of the bigger upsets that you're going to see at the Major.
Both the Chinese teams have turned some heads. Tyloo's doing well also, which is really, really cool to see. Cloud9's going to be a difficult test. That's a great flashbang, though. It actually slows down this B hit, and at Cloud9, they're not messing around. They're going right for it. Pug strats, baby. Let's get into this B bomb site. 3 players here on the defense, though, and Kaze and Allman going to combine for 2 headshots.
But there goes Rush. He is going to get instantly traded out. Flusher is going to step up to the plate as well. So even though it started very well for Vici, Cloud9 have somewhat recovered. That being said, Kaze's taken away the lifeline, leaving Kirishima in a 1-on-3. Played very well yesterday. He's going to have to go huge again. 2 kills. We've had so many ridiculous pistol rounds that I thought we were on for another one. But Vici just about hold on for dear life.
Kyo is so solid, and it's a good thing Kaze went for that peek and actually got aggressive with his teammates, because if Kyo had some time to reload and kind of reassess his position, that could have been a very doable 1 versus 3 completion. That first flashbang thrown out when Cloud9 was still coming up banana was beautiful. It just stopped them for just a couple seconds, and that's all they needed to get 3 players in position to defend that bomb site.
So, Vici straight in with a healthy helping of SMGs, an AUG, and a FAMAS. Whereas Cloud9 pretty much tapping out of this round in terms of any kind of investment. They've got a flash on Kirishima, no upgraded pistols, and they're playing very passively at this stage. Just hanging around second mid. Maybe looking for a waterfall kind of tactic outside of the balcony side here. And Kirishima is in mid, which should suggest he could flash out for the rest of his team to push. If they do, though, Freeman is there waiting with an MP9, tailor-made to spray down multiple players at once.
Yeah, this setup is just perfect for this exact scenario, and Freeman hasn't even gotten involved until just now. And that hit's pretty much extinguished. Not a whole lot to bring to fight with for Cloud9, though. I mean, not even a big chance. Even if that setup wasn't perfect, they would have been able to do too much. Now we get into the round, they can pick up some AKs moving forward. 2-0 for Vici.
So firepower going to be available for Cloud9. No AWP in play. Automatic did land some very tasty flicks yesterday, on Mirage in particular. Had a couple of 6 shots from Palace, but this time it's going to be full AK-47s. 4 Molotovs, which are very important on the T side. There's a lot of areas, especially over on the B side, the close boxes that you can completely fend off. There's another one on Banana. 3 Molotovs in total, extinguishing that too. But Cloud9 electing to push mainly through mid. Rush is going to be taking point. Could be in the fight momentarily. And Zhao King is just to his right side in quad. And now he's going to go for a peek. They spot 2 players there, but Zhao King's FAMAS is good for 2. Here comes the MP9 for Kaze. It's a clean sweep. Back and forth as Cloud9 now suffer more in terms of the loss of Celsius. 50% of his health is gone. Still lands the headshot, though. And now Advent's in a 1-on-2, and he's been smoked off.
That smoke means nothing to him. He just pushes through. Celsius is going to spot him. He's going to get the information. Kyo, a lot of time in this 1 versus 1 now. Just a trade battle at brackets. And Kirishima, how does he decide to play this? Default plant spot. He's going to work his way through ruins and get a new position. He knows Advent was at top mid, but Advent could have been flanking. He could have gone back through CT spawn. So Kiaj is trying to keep himself safe for now.
He is excellent in these sort of clutch scenarios. Advent's going to tickle the bob, move away from it. Kirishima's shown his hand. But again, Advent without the kit, it's almost impossible for him to get this one clutched unless he can just outright get the frag, which he can't. So he will back away and save the AK-47, giving Cloud9 their first round.
And that's, I mean, it's not having a kit with that much money in the bank is a little bit rough. It's going to make you, you know, with the classic needing to buy a kit and everything like that. But at some point, if you're on the defense, you're thinking in your head, you know, our team only needs 3 kits. Chances are I'll be able to run over a body and pick one up, and just it doesn't work out that way for Advent. And if he has that kit, he can play that completely different. That smoke was perfect to be able to just stick that defuse, especially when Kyo throws the nade and gives up his position.
They're going to have just the 1 kit again in the hands of Zhao King. This time a lot more understandable, considering that they have to just go in for the full-on buy. They didn't have too much funds left. That nade did so much damage to Kaze and Alman, though. Up on the top of Banana, nearly 100 damage between the two of them. That's going to sting, and that could catch up with them later on in the round.
Decent banana control for Cloud9. They want to get control of the car. Advent close up behind this wall, and Kaze waiting at the angle. Oh, and that nade, it pegs him. He knows they're there. They have to fall away after this one, and there's the swing wide. And by virtue of that information, the defense just backs away and gives control up with a minute remaining. So small victory for Cloud9. What can they do with it? What kind of leverage does that provide this T side? Still smokes at bracket, so they have control of top mid, they have control of banana. But when these smokes fade, Vici is going to realize that Cloud9 is not here. It's just Zelsis to hold on to this. And is he aware? Someone underneath the porch.
King is going to best Zelsis, but it is a ruse. The rest of Cloud9 are funneling their way up Banana. And with just over 35 seconds left, Vici are about to find that out firsthand. Kaze, the first point of contact, is able to land one. I think he tagged Flusher through automatic too. Advent has been finished off, but only 2 Cloud9 players remain. Make it 1. Flusher's going to get the bomb planted. At the very least, they get something out of this round, but it should be tied up in a neat ribbon right now from Vici. Flusher spins around and actually lands the headshot. In fact, no, it was through the wall, partially onto Kaze. But Vici will get the defuse nonetheless.
Good round from Kaze, though. That op shot, he gets that 1 kill deep in towards right at the entrance of the B bomb site, and they actually line up for him. So he does great damage onto the follow-up player as well. Zelsis couldn't hold on to top mid. If he doesn't fall there, it might be a little bit different, but a nice defense of the B bomb site. Just not enough utility from Cloud9 when they actually decided to hit the bomb site. Didn't have a smoke for CT spawn. They had to really just heads-up fight with that boost. And it's now 3-1 in the favor of Vici. And even with the plan, even with that bonus money coming in, remember, they won their first round with just Keo surviving in that 1v1, so not a lot of money on this offensive side for them to invest. Just some upgraded pistols. Rush has 1 flashbang with armor and a CZ, but the Deagles are there as well. King has all the information.
This time the only nade damage inflicted to Cloud9. Zelsis is going to get the brunt of that. Looking to push through on the app side momentarily, but at the same time they are having a bit of presence over on Bananas. That's going to keep Alman interested. Vici haven't pushed down to the bottom of Banana yet on this CT side. Maybe something that we'll see further down the line. And Kiyashima peeks one too many times and he's going to get punished. Headshot instantly delivered. It is just pistols at the end of the day, so Cloud9 aren't going to be too deterred by this, but it's more about longer term. I think Vici had a very good control of Banana by and large. Nade usage has been on point for Cloud9 though. And Kaze is going to be called into action, as will Freeman. Things are starting to get a little bit sketchy, though. Cloud9 have got this pick and still enough time to potentially pull back if they want. So Vici can't afford to send both players from B across to A.
And Kaze is feeling very uncomfortable, because remember, he just spotted a couple on rap side. He knows they're pressuring it. Cloud9's doing a great job of showing presence, but not committing to a fight. And they're so close. The AK is going to pick up that position, double kill. That's the bomb down. That should be the end of the round. Flusha can still do some economic damage, but he can't connect with that spray. He does get the dink at the last second, but Automatic not able to clean up this kill. And Joking doesn't even have to peek. He just needs to hide. And there goes Automatic. 4th round for Vici now as they have the lead over Cloud9 on the defense of Inferno.
A couple of worrying moments, but normal business has resumed.
AKs are back in hand.
They sure are, but there's 2 still in the hands of the CTs, which is going to be an issue, especially at the longer ranges of Banana. Here's the play from Alman. Able to get Cloud9 into a 4-1 deficit, but as you say, Moses, AK-47s plus a UMP are going to be up against them. Let's see if Cloud9 can use this superior firepower to their advantage.
That's a pretty cool smoke. They don't actually doing anything with it. It's just going to stall out Cloud9 for just a few seconds. But it might set something up later in the half. That just tells Cloud9, you know, obviously when that smoke comes down, the first thing you say is watch for a push towards ult, watch for a push in halls. There's a smoke in my vision. I cannot see any aggression in mid. This time they don't do anything with it, but in the future that could kind of fool Cloud9. This time, no attempt to control Banana. So Vici's able to rotate a fourth player back to the A bomb site pretty early on. Minute and 5 seconds left in the round. Allman, he's going to be forced away. Great damage dealt to Rush and him. That nade almost finishes it off. Rush bold in his aggression after taking heavy damage, and Flush is starting to get up lane as well.
Would have been significant too. If Rush went down, he wouldn't have had the smoke that he tossed out onto Library. So Vici could have peeked back out there again.
There's no utility left in Cloud9, just the one flashbang on Zelsis, and that was a, oh my god, Vici has rotated their fifth player over towards A. Advent has left the B bomb site. He's got to get back. Flush is going to remain in a lurk position. I imagine Rush with low HP leads the way with that SMG. Tries to find the position of the defense for his teammates. That smoke, that's so perfectly timed. Flush is going to get a kill, but here we go. Flashbang out. He's completely blind. Even Rush with low HP, this might not matter. Flush is doing all the work over at A. There's the kill from Advent. Can they clear him out? Yes. One more wrapping around through Ruins, but it's Allman, and he's low as well. Flush is going to add a third onto it, and the bomb is going to get planted. A desperation peek from Allman to try and stop that plant, but he was going to go down no matter what. And Cloud9 respond.
What an odd roller coaster of a round, though. There were quite a few moments where you thought Vici had outplayed themselves after they sent all 5 players away from B. Then they came back in the nick of time. Then Flusha just stands up and starts smacking people over.
It's weird to see that Flusha actually provided the entries at the A-bomb site for Cloud9 to be able to even take B. He did a great job. 2 kills with the AK and lane on that lurk, probably grabbing at least one rotators, not expecting him whatsoever, picking up the op to get his third. Could pass that over to Automatic now on the T side of Inferno. Another test to see how far Automatics come with that AWP, because this is one of the trickier maps to use it on.
And one of the trickiest sides as well. On the T side, you're not going to get that many opportunities. Maybe through mid, maybe a quick peek up through mid side on the T side, looking at archers or quad. Let's see what he has in store. Meanwhile, on Vici, they are going to have enough funds to buy if they so choose, but 2 players on $4,000 does make this a bit of a difficult situation, which is why perhaps this timeout was called into play. What exactly are they going to do? Freeman's already shown his intent by getting some Kevlar. He's down to $650, going to have an AUG alongside it.
It's all the money they have left. Pretty good start for them, but if they get reset here, Cloud9 can start to sink their teeth into this T side. Really establish control of the game.
Additionally, on a map like Inferno, Moses, you really need utility. It's so paramount, and they have so little here. 3 smokes, that's it.
We've seen them a number of times, the 3 players towards B to start the round, use the double Molotov to prevent any kind of fast play. Cloud9, that fast banana take is now available to them due to the lack of utility, as you just mentioned. Just 2 smokes for the entire round for Vici. I think that one missed. They had a third player come over towards CT spawn and throw it from there, and just a little bit off the mark.
Already very comfortably moving up Banana. Kirishima alongside Automatic. Past the car, or where the car used to be. Meanwhile, Zhao King is going to be tested and tried over on quad. Flashbang, but still manages to perforate Zelsis through the smoke. Can alleviate some of the pressure. Rush has moved in, but he's by himself for a couple of moments before Flusher arrives. They have smoked out Library, though, which will force the hand of Kaze to wrap around and go towards the arch side.
Rush can be frustrated with this timing. This is going to be a tough angle to clear out, and yeah, he doesn't even check that deep. Kaze had a deep enough angle. Zhao King not able to follow up on his initial kill. Is a good lineup through the smoke for Boiler for him. And now Automatic with this up. A lot of open space, a lot of rotations, and he's got one. Kaze tries to jump in. There's still 1 player remaining inside the bomb site, but 3 players circling on his position.
And 25 seconds to try and hold off as long as he possibly can. Omen is making a move through mid, but it's Advent that's actually died to the Molotov. They don't check the close angle. Freeman's going to be allowed that opportunity with the AUG to go ham. It's Omen that's now moved in, and Vici Gaming are going to hold A. 12 seconds to go. Cloud9 get completely evaporated, and Vici will have a 5-2 lead.
It's a really tough scenario for Automatic to be able to turn that corner with the op and help clear the bomb site, especially with that smoke down in his face. Kind of an awkward situation to be in right at the end of that round, but a good hold of the A bomb site by Vici. There's that lineup through the smoke. Still enough money for Vici to have a strong buy. They're able to get that ult back in Kaze's hands, that automatic drop. They have plenty of utility now, and for Cloud9, it's back to pistols. Upgraded ones, a little bit more powerful than the Glock, but already one player down, not a lot of utility to work with. Their pistol, their save rounds on this map have been basically just the one flashbang and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, and they weathered the storm. In that last round, Vici, with the lack of utility, we were a bit worried and skeptical whether it would go their way. Not looking much healthier. 3 Molotovs still in play for them with a couple of smokes for good measure. Cloud9 posturing outside of B. 4 players strong. Aumann and Advent stand between them and this B plant. And the Molotov plus smoking can be tossed out. Flashbang alongside it. Here comes the CZ ripping through. 3 is Advent. 1 with the Molotov, 2 with his sidearm. And Automatic is the final player to fall. A solid hold in the end by Vici once again.
All right, Vici up 6-2. That is a very nice hold. Even losing that player, finally the Molotov does its damage. Second player coming through the smoke as well. It's looking like a good CT side for them so far. Cloud9 still have some time to figure out how they want to break this defense down. It's going to be tough. This round, Kiyoshima is going to be stuck back on the MAC-10, but they have 4 AKs to surround it. And he did have the front spawn towards Banana, so if he had wanted to, if he was going to have some reinforcements, he could choose to get aggressive there. And actually, he's going to do it all on his lonesome. Seeing what kind of pressure, if he can make Vici blink just by his lonesome.
And Cloud9, in fairness, even though they've only picked up 2 rounds, haven't been one-dimensional. They have flirted with the idea of Banana quite a few times as they push A. We've seen a couple of moments where Vici nearly over-rotated. So even if this round doesn't go the way of Cloud9, it still makes Vici respect the possibility of Banana in the future.
Oh, Kiyoshima just got played in Automatic in a very tough spot as well, losing both players in Banana. Kyo trying to take advantage of one player spamming through the smoke, trying to catch him on the reload, but the M4 providing some cover at range. And now Automatic gets lured into an awkward fight. Rush himself hasn't even really had a whole lot of success on this rap side so far. And now he's going to change up his style. Looks like he wants to come right through the smoke, waiting for the timing. Probably a flashbang from one of his teammates in lane. There's the peek, and there's an easy kill. A trade from Flusha. Freeman alone in the pit. He's out in the open, and Zealous is able to find that. But Joking wrapping around, and actually that's been heard. Flusha knows he's there, and he's going to call out, you have to watch Hall. Zealous says, I'm going to get the bomb planted inside the site. This is going to be a tough round to win for Cloud9.
Tough, but not impossible, especially as the bomb has now been planted. Zelsis needs this headshot, and he has taken that clean off Zhao King's shoulders. The flashbang is perfectly timed for Cloud9. And now Aumann, with a measly 18 health, has got to try and pluck out a 2v1 clutch. And it's not going to happen. Cloud9 have done it. Against the odds, they pick up their 3rd round.
Zelsis with 2 kills and the assist in that 2 versus 3. Nice performance in the clutch. That flashbang actually designed for lane, and it just catches the player crawling across Graveyard Wall. That's a really tough round to swallow if you're Vici, considering you got the 2 opening kills on Banana, considering you got rushed down on Rap side. You had everything you could have possibly wanted. Big advantages for them, and they dropped the ball. Up still in Kaze's hands. They're missing some nades. Down to an SMG on 2 players, so another chance for Cloud9 to take all the money away from Vici.
Flusha doing so much work. 108 ADR. He may be 8 and 7, but a bunch of his frags have came as a result of entries. So he's had a lot of impact in this game as Flusha. But now they need to capitalize on a weakened Vici. Again, not too many grenades to play with. Orp for Kaze without the armor. Very passive play on B as well. They've liked to try and take some control over Banana, but the utility simply hasn't afforded them that luxury. Aumann still does have a smoke and a Molotov, however. There goes the smoke from Advent. But again, it's just Kiyoshima by himself holding down Banana. The rest of his team start to make a move through mid.
Oh, he wants to get aggressive. We saw this play the other day, and I like it. He's very, very good. Zelsis going to try and grab the angle, but Kaze went too deep. He couldn't find him. Smoke now to block his path forward, and another opening kill for Vici in a situation where Cloud9 can't trade it. There's the flashbang over. Oh, and a time in case Kaze gets blind, but it doesn't matter. I think he spotted Zelsis before the flashbang actually popped. A 5-on-3 now, and surely Vici doesn't drop 2 of these in a row.
That's exactly the point. This is a very similar situation to what we saw in the round prior. 20 seconds left, though. Time itself becomes an enemy of Cloud9. Kaze is going to miss, but he's going to continue to apply the pressure. Zhao King and Freeman, though, will clean up the rest. And Vici have done it in style. They do not drop a single player. Great news for their accountant.
Yeah, he's going to be happy, isn't he? Great round from Kaze with that ult. That's a lot of resources spent on just one player by Cloud9. 2 lives and a lot of utility. When they do eventually decide to attack Rap side to swing into the bomb site, they only have the 1 flashbang to work with. A really nice retreating battle over and over for Kaze. And you can see without a nade, without a flashbang to blind those players in the site and on balcony, Cloud9, that's just a losing battle. You're swinging right into that AUG crosshair, and it's just so deadly.
So first time out called from Cloud9.
And Cloud9 can't string rounds together. That's 3 now that they've won and then lost the ensuing round. So Vici doing a very good job of continually resetting and giving themselves as many easy rounds throughout this half as possible.
Sure, plus in 10 rounds, typically on Inferno, you'll see a lot of bomb plants go down, a lot of diffusers for the CTs.
Yeah.
They only planted the bomb twice.
They're really struggling to get into these bomb sites.
2 times out of 10 is not good enough, and it doesn't look like that's going to change here with such a low investment.
I'd like to see them do one of 2 things. Oh, here's that mid push. Not even a smoke this time, and oh, Zhao King, he misses the initial salvo, and that's tough. Flusha's gonna take him out before he can build up too much money. That AUG is singing from Freeman, though. He's down at low HP. Allman coming from behind to finish things off, but he doesn't get there quick enough. Flusha actually got away. He wants to find a new battle. Switch to burst fire and almost get it. Allman down to 11. I'd like to see Cloud9 try one of 2 things in the sense if they're going to do this emphasis of their attack on towards Rap side, I think you need to throw a little bit more aggression and bodies at it, not just rush, so that you can at least trade that kill to open up the avenue, or just go away from it completely, because if you're just going to send rush, it hasn't been as successful as you would have liked.
Yeah, and they've had a bit of success as well when it comes to B. I mean, sure, they've been shut down. That's typically when they've had pistols or a very low buy with the lack of AK-47s. It seems that they like to flirt with the idea of going banana, but they don't necessarily follow through with it. Molotov to the top of the barrels. We'll see Kirishima smoked out now, courtesy of Vici Gaming. Allman does go for that peek and does so much damage, ripping through Kirishima down to just 17. And he can't afford to stay in banana any longer. Any stray nade will take his life.
Yeah, they're getting forced away in all this early action. Oh, that's fortunate. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and Allman, oh, he's almost brought down. Now he's spraying back. That's dangerous. That could give him the idea of where his position is. Zelsa's going to lead the way now, and this defense has to fall back. Flashbang, surely not a peek as his teammate is too low to hold the B-bomb site on his own. That's a hard-fought control of Banana for Cloud9 with 1 minute remaining in the round.
Allman can't play as aggressively as rounds prior either when he's just got 24 health. He is definitely taking gambles there.
It's fine though. I mean, this is a good rotation. He's got low HP. Just back him off. You've had a lot of pressure at this B bomb, so you don't really hear a whole lot towards A. It's just Flusha lurking at brackets. Put the low HP player in CT spawn. Let the AWP take a new position. Although Kaze is going to get smoked off now. It's all down to this AUG. Advent. They're not looking at it, but finally Rush takes him out, and Kaze has to fall away. There goes Allman. Finally, the low HP player. I think that was through his smoke that Automatic just finds a stray bullet, and Flusha's in perfect position. Not the prettiest of lurks.
It definitely wasn't. Nearly whiffed out on that one, but he's still done his job. Second kill goes his way, and Kaze with 13 health, stuck in construction with an AWP. Post-plant too, so he knows he has to get the hell out of there.
He knows he can't. Flusha's in a great position, and he has no idea Flush is starting to move forward, so he's kind of just got to attack. Even the bomb with that low HP was going to take him out eventually. So Cloud9 grind out their 4th round. We'll see if they can build upon that. If they can get it 1 more in a row. They haven't been able to do it yet this half. But I mean, the good news for Cloud9 is, despite all the struggles they've had, they have kept the money low. You know, when they win these individual rounds, if they're able to string them together, any of these 4 times they've done it, they would break the economy, and they have another chance to do that here. And right at the end of the half, that can give you your 6, possibly even 7 rounds to close this out. So still in a pretty solid position to get a lot of rounds on this T side.
Especially if they can win this, Vici would be on the back foot. Freeman's going to get boosted on top of quad. And meanwhile, I see Cloud9 take some authority and make apps theirs. Kaze, though, is going to be playing a different angle. This is typically where Zhao King has been. He's going to move out from the Archer's library side. Flashbang, though, is going to completely maneuver him away, but fortunately, Freeman was stood in prime position to strike. And strike they shall. 3 players fall, 4 players fall in quick succession. And our Flusher's going to try and do as much damage as physically possible before he is on his inevitable way out. He's already taken 1 with him, which is Almond. Make that 2. And this is going to start to sting, but they're going to make sure that that wound hemorrhages no longer.
Vici is loving that stack. That's, I think, the second or third time they've done it in this half, and they've really enjoyed, as you mentioned, Zhao King did it earlier, this time Kaze, that position in lane to kind of watch Boiler. And Cloud9's really committing to these kind of attacks for map control before they really know what they're facing up against. It's kind of hard to get that information before you commit to it, but this time the commitment just gets slaughtered. So many bodies here. And Freeman has a great round. I mean, there's an open lane that you have to worry about. There's a player underneath the balcony, and there's so many different options that you have to cycle through before you can even aim at the player on top of the roof. 9-4, a strong lead for Vici. Surprising performance, I think, as well. I don't think a whole lot of people would have expected this level of a performance out of Vici against Cloud9.
Certainly not, and I would have been one of them. I thought this could be quite a simple, straightforward game for Cloud9, but I'll stand corrected. And now it is Cloud9's turn to feel the financial sting.
They felt it a couple times in this game so far. Not enjoying it, I would imagine.
As you say, though, I mean, consistent rounds you can see there. It's a pattern emerging. They win a round, they lose 2. Win a round, lose 2. Win a round, lose 2. So at least consistently.
Yeah, it is actually perfect through the whole half, isn't it? That's amazing. Well, by that pattern, they'll win the 15th. Keo is very lucky to still have his life.
I think that is a fair assessment. He'll have to be thanking his lucky stars, but he's still got 3/4 of his health, pretty much. So he's still a threat, a danger on the server.
These plays feel very telegraphed by Cloud9 because on these rounds, they're not actually sending players in Banana to get control. So Vici's able to rotate a 4th player back. So even with some success and some kills, it's just so hard for them to move forward. There's still so many players to close the gaps in this defense that Cloud9 makes.
And it's Kirishima, the man that narrowly escaped death earlier in the round, that is going to bring us full circle. A 1-on-4 AK-47 does at least have some Kevlar to go alongside it, but he's been caught from the side, and Kaze's P250 is good enough to best him. 10-4, Vici in command of this map thus far.
And not a whole lot to fight with if you're Cloud9 in this last round. Everyone hovering right around 2K. You're going against a full kit of utility on the defense, AWP, all the rifles. All you're going to have is MAC-10 and looks like 4 pistols.
Will the sequence continue, Moses? They're due around.
I don't know how they're going to do it. It would be very interesting. It would be cool. Well, that's one way. Automatic, just stop caring. You know, every once in a while, you just, you know, stop worrying about anything. Rush with the MAC-10 finds you the opening pick. They've struggled to find that in Banana throughout the whole half. That's the really odd part about that. Even when they've had AK-47s, they've really struggled to find an opening kill in Banana.
The ruthless aggression approach has worked. A bit surprised he hasn't dropped it to someone else, though, because he is wounded at 58 health, but he's going to continue to use the AK-47 and try and craft another entry. Kaze, in the meanwhile, has moved across, but unfortunate not to get the kill outright. Did tag Zelsis through the wall, but Advent is going to go ham with the M4. At the new box, 3 kills to his name. Needs to switch across to his pistol as he runs out of ammunition, but the cavalry is arriving. And it doesn't seem like Cloud9 are going to pick up that 5th round on this half, as it just stands to Flusher. and he has been swept aside. Zhao King, very impressive in the dying embers of the half. Vici 11-4 up.
Freeman and Kaze tied at 15. Yeah, 11-4 lead, and I'm super impressed with the discipline that Vici has shown in certain scenarios. That is a very solid CT side. When we return from the break, it'll be Cloud9's chance to try and mount a comeback on the defense. Stay with us. (11-4) lead at the half for Vici Gaming over Cloud9, and that kind of Counter-Strike they just showed us in the first half was so impressive, and that's the kind of Counter-Strike we haven't seen out of Chinese teams for a long time. We've always known the skill was there, we've always known the aggression was there, but this has shown a level of teamwork and coordination that previously we hadn't really seen a whole lot in the Chinese teams, especially once you get past Tai Lu.
Yeah, for me, the most impressive aspect of it was the discipline they showed.
Yeah, I mean, not over-peaking, not trying to overextend, not trying to do too much, trusting in their teammates, rotating into the action.
There's only one time I could remember where they over-rotated from B to A, and that was it. Apart from that, it was really solid CT work by Vici, who've already, of course, beaten a previous major winner and Fnatic, and now are beating another one in the form of Cloud9. Obviously a drastically different roster, but still.
Chinese Counter-Strike has arrived. Freeman takes a bullet to the face, down to 11 HP. He was just shoulder peeking this angle, would love to fall back once he gets this information, but he's the only one here, so if he doesn't get away fast enough, that B bomb site is going to be lost in the blink of an eye.
And Kyo knows it. Very tentative, very careful shoulder peeks. As soon as he sees a pixel, he'll be out of that. I know he'd love to stand and fight, but as you say, he can't afford to. And there we go. He's seen the information he needs. He's going to back away.
No one's rotated, though.
That's the interesting part. No one has budged an inch on the A side. That they assume this is a fake. This is a very ballsy call if that's what they're going for.
No, they didn't plan on rotating. They want the fast flank. They're all pushing down mid. Now you're going to have Flush just starting to rotate over through CT spawn, but 3 players coming this way. They don't check for Freeman. He's the low HP player. They can take him out easily. And that's the flank opened up to Cloud9, but still going to be a struggle. 4-on-4, make that a 4-on-3. Nice shot from Zelsis to clear that out.
They do have a kit, though. So Cloud9, they can take their sweet time in clearing all of these angles. They don't have to feel desperate. They don't need to rush in there and gift wrap their lives away. Damage being inflicted to both Flusher and Kirishima, dropping dangerously low. On the red line, it's all on Kaze. There's a couple players tagged up. Could he pull this one off? Is it possible? Switching to the burst fire, he's got himself 2 kills and going back for more. However, the defuse happening in the smoke. I don't think he's able to stop this. It's a valiant attempt, a nice try, but just too many players to deal with. And Cloud9 will get the defuse, and of course he gets the kill anyway.
How has he made that burst fire work so effectively? Well done from Kaze. Unfortunately, it's just so tough in a 1 versus 4 to be able to counter that smoke diffuse on the bomb, especially with the kit. Nice heads-up play from Rush just to get that down. Let his teammates occupy Kaze as long as possible. Tough pistol round for Cloud9 to win, but they've got it. That's the start.
Yeah, the downside of going for that burst fire is, of course, you deplete the magazine a lot quicker. Only 20 bullets in the magazine for the Glock. Kirishima, straight down Banana. Showing his intent with aggression. Gonna stamp his authority and claim Banana for himself.
The hero buy on Kaze. Why not? Had that great pistol round. Obviously feeling it at the moment. He does have the most production on the Vici side. 19 kills, 7 deaths for him. Also 4 assists. Oh, Kio's going to peek with this, you would imagine. There's the swing. He spots one down. Oh, but Zelsis is dropped. That is a great shot from Kaze, spamming through the board as well after the initial damage is done. And yeah, this is brilliant from Vici. They don't even have to mess with Banana anymore, even though it smokes in their face and they got the kill there. They know likely it causes a rotation. Now attacking an A bomb site that is missing a defender. No information for Cloud9 on Rap side.
Such a slick call to go straight up mid, knowing a rotation would come into effect. Automatic was the player drawn out into the open. Zhao King has taken a chunk of damage, but Kaze's hero AK is living up to the title. Rush sprays wildly, nothing connects, and this is an absolute disaster for Cloud9. This is going to put them in a horrible position.
Oh, this is brutal. Nice job from Vici. The pick towards Banana, the immediate adjustment over to the A bomb side. I think even Q's going to get caught. Obviously paying close attention though, but they're going to chase him down. Out in the open, wins that against Advent. Freeman has the AK, tapping away, runs out of ammunition.
12-5 and Cloud9 on a reset, Moses. This is danger.
Yes, I don't know. I would imagine almost perhaps a timeout would be taken by Cloud9. They have a tough decision to make. Do you buy up here? And they do indeed go for it. So CZ's, Deagles, the 5-7 as well. Not a lot of utility. Obviously, they are really, really struggling for cash. But if they don't win this one, Vici is, I mean, essentially going to be at almost at map point.
The 16th seed, the bottom seed in the Challenger stage.
I would love to see the stats on how many people had Vici as the 0-3 in pick.
I did. I'll hold my hands up. I wrote these guys off. They've made a fan in me, though. I got a huge amount of respect what they've shown here at the Major. Well,
certainly the narrative around them at this point has to change, right? When they upset Fnatic yesterday, it's like, oh, you know what? Fnatic didn't look like themselves. And now you have to start looking at Vici and saying, they're really putting some teams off their game. They're playing a really nice style of Counter-Strike here. That aggression that we know these players enjoy playing with now, with some kind of structure around it, is so deadly. Some great play calling as well.
Exactly. We never doubted the skill and the ability of the players. It was whether they could make it click. And it definitely feels like something has. Vici, just under a minute, going to decide to pounce. The timing could not have been worse for Cloud9. Flusher caught out in the open. Automatic spray down on the site. The last line of defense has fallen, and with it, so will the round. Cloud9 just want to save their 2 pistols with Kevlar. And this will be Vici taking an 8-round lead at 13-5.
Not only the lead in terms of the score, but just in terms of the money that Cloud9 is going to have to fight with. Because remember, they're gonna have to save after this, and then even after that, it's not going to be the strongest of buys. So they're in a really, really tough hole. And then eventually, if they do win a round, they have to go on a huge run. They have to close the gap massively.
Here's a really interesting stat. Both Zelsis and Kiyoshima have lost a total of 8 opening duels combined.
Yeah, that's not a great recipe for victory. Losing that many opening duels. I imagine Rush is probably going to be up there with a few lost opening duels. Remember at the T side, he was one of those players who just kind of went rap side on his own a couple times and tried to find one kill on that side and wasn't super successful with it.
Ah, no, this is a stat that you enjoy, the flash assists.
I do enjoy flash assists.
Hugely underrated element of Counter-Strike. And Vici have been on board with that too. So in terms of the money, yeah, it's just going to be a full-on save now. So the 2 saved weapons and Kevlar gonna have to try and bridge this gap. There's extending more and more as time goes on in Vici's favor. And Keo is going to be playing on B with his Desert Eagle. I believe he's alone and he's already been dinked as well. Goes from bad to worse.
Almost feels like Vici just kind of wants to march into this B bomb site. They're still spread across the map, but you could see Freeman almost considering it. I think Cloud9, this is the stack that phased it against them at E-League. They've taken it.
They've made it theirs. Will it work out, though? There is prey. There is a potential victim on the horizon. It's going to be Zhao King, and he spots himself the leaning tower of CTs. But he's only able to take one down with him.
And they realize as well, once that stack comes out, they saw all 3 players. They've killed the 4th, so they just say at most there can be 1 player at the B bomb site. Let's just march in. And Omen behind, ready to take out as many players, ready to take away all the armor and upgraded pistols. But realizing he's alone as well, and also, I mean, this is what I mean as well when I talk about the discipline we're seeing out of Vici. Alman just backing away and just saying, you know what? There's no point in me giving over a free AK-47. Why would I want to do that? That's going to let 1 player have the defuse kit in the next round, have all the utility. Flusha taking his frustration out on the chicken.
Exactly, it's you're weighing up the risk versus reward, and there just isn't a reward in giving a potential AK away from a Deagle. Like, it's just not worthwhile at all.
And even this call right here, starting to kind of pressure towards CT spawn, towards ruins, and they just say, you know what, we already have banana clear. Let's just retreat that way, not risk giving up any of those AK-47s. So solid decision-making from Vici right when they're on the verge of perhaps making a bad play. Talk about support players in these flash assists. Aumann, at the moment, is the top support player of this match. 9 assists, 3 of them being flash assists.
I'd wager a lot of those were on Banana when they're on the CT side. They're playing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Him and Advent.
He's also got 16 kills, so that's a solid performance from Aumann.
It's a good way of supporting your teammates if you're just straight up wrecking the enemy.
And supporting.
Yeah.
So
we can do it all.
14-5 in the favor of Vici. They need 2 more rounds on this T side to move on to 2-1. That would put Cloud9 back on the verge of elimination in this new challenger stage.
Vici now poised to strike up mid. A lot of grenades going to be accompanying them. Automatic's been flashed twice. Shows his hand with the smoke thrown out from the alcove, and he is a goner. Cloud9 circling the drain at this point. On life support, Rush has to smoke just to keep himself in some kind of position on pit, but he's been found lacking too. And now Kiyoshima and Zelsis aren't going to be coming in to try and salvage this, but it's a 3-on-2 retake.
I think you have to go for it, though, with this kind of a scoreline. You have the utility, smoke, Molotov, nade, and flash. No kit. Actually, excuse me, Zelsis does have a kit, and he's going to be wrapping around brackets at the moment, so Keo just waiting patiently for him to make his play. You can smoke off pit, you can throw a Molotov into the bomb site, right off the skybox. There's the flashbang out. The player inside the site, he's blinded. He's open for Kiyoshima, but there's a player in pit occupying him at the moment, and Cloud9's found no entrance. Freeman has just stopped peeking. That smoke comes out way too late to be useful. There goes Keo, there goes Zelsis, and Vici's on 15.
And there goes Cloud9, more than likely. It's 10 match points to Vici. Goodness me, Cloud9, what has happened? I mean, it's very top-heavy as well. Flush is 17 kills. No one else has got off the single-digit mark.
Yes, it has been a very, very rough game for the Cloud9 lineup outside of Flusha. He's had, as you mentioned, a couple very big rounds. Not even a lot of damage being dealt, just not a lot of production. ADR on Zelsis 42, on Rush it's 35, Keo it's 50, Automatic 59, Flush is all the way up at 93.
If you compare that to Vici, 4 of their players have 90 or more. It's only Advent at 65, who would still, by the way, be second highest ADR on Cloud9.
There's only so much damage to go around in a round of Counter-Strike. Rush gonna peek in towards Boiler. Can't win that fight. He cannot catch a break in this game. Automatic's gonna follow it up, and Zoking, he was prepared for it, but just a tough battle to win. That's gonna allow Almond to... Oh, this is a great, smart, aggressive play. Reading the rotations, reading the situation, and Flusha, as he's been doing all game, single-handedly keeping Cloud9 alive in this round, in this match. But Almond's got a 1-on-2, and he's not ready for that peak. Zelsa is surely gonna finish it off.
Keeping the dream alive is Flusha, but for how long? 9 more match points to go. Plenty of funds for Vici to replenish those fallen weapons. So Cloud9, they're not out of the woods for quite some time now.
No, not even close. 9 more in a row for Cloud9 to force overtime.
It would be a dream comeback, but the way Vici have been playing, I just can't see it happening at all. Flusha, interestingly, is going to go for a glass cannon AWP, so Automatic seemingly not interested on the CT side, maybe not feeling it right now. And the early nades have inflicted a lot of damage to Alman as he tries to push up Banana by himself.
That's okay, because you forced out so much utility from those B defenders. You've even pulled Flusha on the rotation over to that B bomb, so you can kind of see how nervous, how on edge Cloud9 is. That felt very much like a rush towards that B bomb site to those defenders.
Does keep 3 players interested over on this side of the map, though. As you said, Flush is still over on B, now going to start to traverse back through the CT spawn. Molotovs and smokes being deployed from both teams. Smoke onto Apps is going to stop any push for the time being from Advent and Freeman, who do have control of the bomb in here too. But the CT's utility is really being depleted. They have 1 smoke and 1 Molotov left.
They're taking a gamble at that B bomb site still. Remember, Flush is the big time player that Cloud9 has, and he's not going to be here to defend Rush. Gets caught staring at the jumping player, eliminated by Kaze. And Automatic's the only one on the bomb site, and they're wrapping around him from 3 different directions. That's going to be the bomb planted. Alman now in a perfect position. Flusha, the AWP, is going to sing true in this one. It's a 3-on-3. Keo has the kit.
Excellent shot too, because Alman was in an off angle you wouldn't be anticipating. But he's been Molotoved out. Meanwhile, Zelfs is going to make a move through mid alongside Kiyoshima. 2 players from the terrorists are pretty low, but again, there's no nades to come back on the site with. It's going to be so difficult for them to craft any kind of a clutch, and Freeman is not going to allow it to happen. He changes positions to the left side of pit, and this should be all she wrote for Cloud9. Vici on the brink of taking this map down. Kiyoshima tries, he cannot do it, and Cloud9 have been bested 16-6.
That is a stomping, but a very impressive one from Vici. Great play calling on that T side. You can see smiles on their face. They move on to 2-1. They're going to get a chance to play a best of 3 to move on to the Legend stage, which is an incredible accomplishment for them. A beautiful match. Cloud9 is stunned.